We got a great video from Alpha Anthem. 90% of the men didn't show up to the singles event, and the ladies were pissed.
The dating apps aren't working. Don't need to tell you that, do I? And quite frankly, I'm bored. So I'm testing out all of the in real life dating events that London has to offer.
Hello gents, welcome to this episode. A lot of women are leaving the dating apps after getting no success in meeting their dream man. They have decided to attend in-person singles events in order to find their knight in shining armor who can save them from the streets. Since the men have started boycotting these events, majority of these women are frustrated. Let's check out some few videos. If you find these content entertaining, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Let's get started.
This is why I have the worst luck with boys. So last week I went to a singles event. I end up meeting this boy. To describe him, he's like surfer boy, TikTok, aesthetic vibes. This guy was into me and I was like, why is this guy into me? Like, does he know who he's talking to? At this event, one of his friends was trying to convince me to buy comedy tickets to his show, and this surfer man's bought me a ticket to go with him, which was supposed to be this weekend. We've been texting, we FaceTime this weekend, which was his idea. Today he ends up texting me, look, I ended up meeting someone a few weeks before I met you, and I want to give my full attention to you, but I can't right now. And I don't mind dating multiple people at once. I just don't know why he wants to close the door with me when he just met this other girl like 2 weeks before me. What I've learned from this, though, is that I should have higher standards for myself. I can be with a surfer man if I want to be with a surfer man.
So she got interest from a guy way out of her league. He had options, so he chose the girl that was more compatible with him and probably better looking than her. She is now pissed that he chose her instead of maybe double dating. She has now decided to increase her self-worth since she realized that she can pull a man way above her perceived value. So now she will not settle for anything less and will always be dropping her knickers for the next hot guy who shows interest. Women sleep with a guy above them in status, and for some reason they think that makes them equal. It doesn't. If a guy doesn't commit to a woman in a serious relationship, he sees her as below him. So when girls sleep with high-status men and don't want to be with other men probably closer to them in status, they convince themselves they're settling. It is a super delusional and self-destructive mindset. Unfortunately, the world of hypergamy has been intensified. A lot of people, as a result of social media especially, have set these impossibly high bars that no one they date can possibly hope to reach.
Deal with all this.
So she said that she has no problem with dating a lot of people at once. And guess what? The man just did the opposite of that. Like, okay, he's talking to somebody, or he's been talking to somebody, that person he met some time back. And then he wants to focus on that person. He doesn't want to be juggling in between. He doesn't want to days with this weekend is with this one. The next weekend is with the other one. At the end of the day, he won't really know what he's looking for. I'm sure maybe he's looking for something serious, and then he's seen more in that other woman and he wants to give it a shot. As for her, in her case, maybe she's gone out with different guys and all that, and she's okay with just keep on dating different people altogether. On which at the end of the day, she won't really know what she needs or what she wants in a man or what she's looking for, because she's just in between. She's just everywhere, you know?
But I just thought, I've been TikToking for a while, so I'm going to come and answer some questions. I was invited to a Thursday's dating event last week in Melbourne. If you don't know what that is, go and check out my last video. And I thought I'd come on and talk about my experience and answer a few frequently asked questions, because since going, I've had a lot of friends and people I know curious about how it went. Firstly, were men cute? Very valid question. Honestly, I think there were some cute men there. I think personally, there was no one I was super attracted to. I think obviously at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference. I think there was noticeably a lot of attractive women there, and I think there were less men in general, but I feel like the people who organize these events are very aware of that.
This comment says, 90% of women are interested in 10% of men. That explains why it's mostly women at these singles events. I had female friends invite me to things like this, and I went. They basically friend-zoned me hoping a 6 feet Chad would show up. This is why I just say no now. Imagine going to a singles event with a 3-to-1 ratio and getting rejected by every girl there. There was a time when if you were outnumbered at a dating event as a man, it meant you'd have a lot of women talking to you and showing interest. Now it's just a rapid-fire rejection party. Who the hell wants that? These singles events are like going to a used car dealer. Some are rusty, some are too expensive to run, some have had way too many owners, some have too many miles on the clock, some need a lot of body work, some of them have been patched up from previous incidents. But all of them will eventually let you down. Most of them who attend these events want men over 30, filthy rich with the body of a Greek god, over 6 feet, and the list goes on. But it's women 30 to 50 years old, single mothers, bad credit, lots of bills, looking for easy retirement benefits that are showing up.
Come speed dating with us.
I feel like I do need.
Getting nervous now. It's not going well so far. Sat on my own. Story of my life. I'll just have my drink. Cheers.
No, let's give you that. We're going to go because I'm not really feeling it, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah, thank you, though.
You should have gone in the younger age group.
I know.
Why would any guy in his right mind sign up to be judged from head to toe and be interrogated about every aspect of his life? Why would a man go there to be humiliated and be told he's not good enough? This comment says, guys would rather get frustrated with a video game than be frustrated with a room full of women. At least you can turn the video game off. As a former single guy, that's how I was. I met my wife and she brought joy to my life, not anxiety. Most women made me switch off when I heard them talk. I've heard only horror stories about singles events. Worst one being that one where all the women in singles event were after few guys and the rest were left to the side to kick rocks. So this guy narrates his experience with these single events. A friend dragged me to a singles mixer a while ago. We were the only 2 men there with around 15 women, and it was absolutely horrible. We entered the bar where it was held and women were spread out around tables. All their chatter stopped when they noticed us, and they all stared at us very judgingly and almost with resentment, probably because no other men had shown up. None of them had a friendly demeanor or attitude and didn't seem approachable at all, and we knew it was bust 30 seconds after entering. We still ordered a beer and tried to gauge the situation, but as we stood at the bar with the women still staring at us, one of them loudly proclaimed in a very entitled voice, "Are you not going to talk to anybody?" My friend kind of laughed and it cracked me up, so I laughed a bit while they all scowled at us. We finished our beers quickly and left. When you see more women attending single events than men, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know why that is the case. Men have totally checked out. You have to work 10 times harder than your grandfather to get a woman who is a 10th as good as your grandmother. It's not worth it anymore. These events became a girls' night out rather than a dating event.
So 53% of people are single in Los Angeles. So there are actually a lot of speed dating events now in LA. But you know what? They get sold out by women, not by men. Men are not paying money to go on these speed dating events. Can I ask why?
Let them just drink all the wine by themselves. Why are you going there? Don't go there. Just like the dead naps, women are on the clicking or liking 10% of the guys on those applications. So why continue being there? So the only people you can pull are the 2s, the 3, the 4s, a 5 if you are lucky. And as for singles events, you show up there. Oh man, let them just drink all the wine.
The guy that walks up to you in the supermarket and you looked at him as if he's some idiot. The guy that saw you out with your girlfriends at a movie and asked you to meet for coffee at another time, and all the others that approached you in non-standard environment. Those are the good men you ask about all the time. They don't waste their time at bars getting drunk. They don't have time for singles events. They are building their careers and wealth. You didn't have time for them. Now, they don't have time for you. They are no longer gullible, tired of being used, tired of being insulted, tired of disrespect, and mostly tired of the double standards. Men have come to the conclusion that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Once a man has been alone for a good length of time, they find themselves and realize the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. They have a new sense of purpose and peace about them. They know they can do this for the rest of their lives and be fine with it. And the rest who choose to settle down with a wife are taking a huge risk. The rate of divorce is through the roof. Women, aided by the gynocentric family court system, have turned marriage into a hellhole for men come divorce time, which happens in at least 50% of marriages. And that figure only looks at a short span of years. When the entire marriage is analyzed beyond the normal time span, the divorce rate is a lot higher. So getting married has become a game of Russian roulette with a 50-50 chance of survival. You could be the guy that gets lucky and finds a good woman, but the odds are stacked against you, so you have to be extra keen when screening them. Also, if your luck runs out here, you have the option to get your passport and leave.